Hey everyone, this is Cody, aka Maynard.
And this is Scott, Maynard's podcast co-host.
We are back for another Talk with Maynard podcast. This week for Thanksgiving, I'll be telling you why I am actually thankful I have Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy.
And at the end of this podcast, we will bring in my wife and daughter, Maynard's mom, Dana, and his sister, Jenny, so we can talk about what we are all individually thankful for.
So that brings us to the very first part of this podcast this time. In the first part, I'm just mainly going to tell you why I'm thankful I have Duchenne. The first reason I would say I am thankful I have Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy I'm sorry, I thought I misread something, is helping others who have Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy. Before I really started noticing the effects of having Duchenne, I was one of those kids that Mom and Daddy would tell us to quit staring at people who had something going on, and we really just stared and watched them and thought it was kind of different if they had something going on. Well, after you start noticing the effects of Duchenne and you end up in a wheelchair yourself, you start to realize how uncomfortable it makes other people feel to be stared at or when other people act different around them. And I feel that with me having a disability, it's my job to let people know that we really do feel it when you stare at us. Kind
of bring a voice to it. Other people are sometimes afraid to say.
Yeah, bring a voice to them. And also the helping others, I just want people to know more about what we have going on.
And awareness is part of the battle. Just if you don't know about it and you're ignorant to it, you don't know how to react to it.
Mm-hmm. That's a big thing I try to do, is to raise awareness any way I can for Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy. For that and for disabilities. I want people to realize that they're not always in your own world, that there's people out there that need help and you need to think about those people. I mean, I feel that with everything else that's going on in the world, people aren't paying attention to the disabled and people with these diseases and stuff that are so fatal.
And it's There's a lot of causes, but there's people who actually can't help themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people act like they can't. They say they're oppressed or depressed or whatever, but they can physically help themselves.
Yes.
There's those people that they can't otherwise. It's just not physically possible. So, So bringing awareness to that is important.
And we're not saying that people who are depressed and that's not a big deal or whatever. But they have the ability to say, I need help, and get a hold of someone that can help them.
Yeah, and maybe depressed not the word as much as oppressed. People think that, they're just stuck in their situation. And,
yeah.
And there's always a way out, but then when you have a physical disability or a mental disability, sometimes there's no way out. You have to get that help. You can't otherwise do it.
I really feel it's important that people know that, and as bad as it is to have what I have, I get to see it every day and relay it to people who don't know. Yeah, and also back to the raising awareness for Duchenne. I didn't know anything about Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy until I had it myself and really started seeing the effects, because I didn't always know I had Duchenne Muscular Dystrophy. But with me having it, I know what it's like to live with Duchenne and how you get help if you have Duchenne. And I always feel like if if I can't help myself, maybe I can help someone else who has Duchenne. Like medicine stuff, if I can help raise money to find medicines and cures for Duchenne, well, that's good, even if I might not get that cure in my lifetime. Maybe young kids now, later in life, will get that cure that everyone's been fighting for. So, yeah, it really is just, I feel, I don't know how
it gives a purpose, gives a cause.
Yeah.
You know, you got the ability to help others, and living it makes it easy for you to help others, I think is part of what you're saying. Yeah.
And we kind of talked about it already, kind of talking in a circle a little bit here, but I'm big now into fighting what people call disability inequality, which means like when you go to a restaurant or a place, a store, or a venue of some kind, and you show up and they're not accessible, or they don't have the amenities necessary for someone with a disability. And I like trying to bring people's attention to that, especially like the people who run a business or whatever, that you know, you have to be accessible, especially in the world we're in now, where there's so many different things that people can have, and so many people in wheelchairs and stuff. It's just not right to have a place that's not capable of I don't know what the
servicing those people that are disabled and not able to get in and have physical disabilities.
I notice everything from restroom stalls to sinks in the restroom to the front door, the entry, the whatever you call it, the threshold into the entry. I mean, or like even having tables a different height. Some people need a bar height table, some people need a regular table, so you should have both of those going on. So I notice all that stuff, and I try to let people know that's what's going on and we need to fix it.
And sometimes, you know, people call something accessible, and all they do is put a handrail on something.
That's not accessible.
That's not accessible.
We go into bathrooms all the time, and they are all regular stalls, and then the stall at the end that's supposed to be wheelchair accessible, they just put a railing in. It's not big enough to get into.
Yeah.
And really, this is probably the biggest thing. People who have a terminal illness or like a Duchenne or something, they think everything's over. And I try to let them know that that's not true. You have to take everything one day at a time, take one thing at a time. Things are going to be difficult, but don't dwell on things getting difficult. You'll figure it out when it gets there. And I think Daddy can agree with me on that, because that's what we do.
That's what we've always done, is try to take it one day at a time. You know, you from early on they give you the prognosis, the diagnosis. You know, this is going to happen now, and the timeline, and you know, just one day at a time. We'll deal with it as it comes. And if you worry too much about what tomorrow's going to bring, then you miss out on enjoying today and what it can do. Mm-hmm. And again, just one day at a time. Just live it one day at a time.
People, when they get these prognosis or whatever, they stop living and just don't think it's worth it, and it's over, and there's so much more you need to enjoy, you know, in life. You gotta get out there and enjoy yourself. That's the only way to keep yourself going.
And I know we've all seen both ends of the spectrum. Mm-hmm. With what Cody does, with other young men I've seen with Duchenne that push and they do similar things, and you know, go to college and do music and do television and you know, whatever. And then we've seen the end where they just give up. They just want to sit in front of the TV, play video games, watch TV. They just turn into a vegetable for no reason. other than, they've no hope. They gave up. They think that's all it is.
There's one boy I heard about that whenever he gets out of high school, that instead of going to college, he just wants to sleep and play video games and just do nothing. And that is not what you need to do. It's just not good.
You're gonna waste away faster doing that than if you try to keep pushing and doing whatever it is you're capable of doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to back up just for a second and correct again what I said. I didn't mean people are depressed, don't have an illness, because it is, and it's something that you need help getting over. It's the people that are oppressed is a word that act like they can't do anything. They're stuck. There's so many things they can do. It's what we're focusing on is the physical and the mental and the people who truly need help and can't help themselves. So I want to correct that. The depression's a very real thing.
Yeah,
and it is a disease, and it is debilitating. So I want to correct myself there. It was just poor choice of words a few minutes ago.
Yeah, but that really takes care of the first half of the podcast. I just want people to know that even though you're in a situation, you should be thankful for the situation you're in. But that's it for the first half of the podcast. We'll go to break, and we'll be back in a minute with some special guests. So, that's it.
See you in a few.
We're back, and we're here with...
I'm Dana, Cody's mom.
We're also here with...
I'm Jenny, Cody's annoying little sister.
And they're here to tell you about what they're thankful for. And I'll let Daddy go ahead and start, and then Mom and Jenny whenever they're ready.
Okay, I guess just thankful for the normal stuff, for family, for the four of us, for the fact that as far as Dana and I go, our parents are still here with us, all four of them. So get to all their grandparents, and we all live close together. So we're able to be together on holidays and just any day that we choose to be. We have everything you could really want. A good house, plenty of food, and there's just really not anything that we lack. We have good health. Of course, COVID with Duchenne is, some people look at it as not so good, but it's all things to be thankful for. We have everything you could ask.
My turn?
Yeah, it's your turn.
What I'm thankful for. Of course, everybody says the same thing, family.
Uh-huh.
But I'm thankful for us four here. I'm thankful for my mom and dad. I'm thankful for the traditions they passed down to us that I can pass down to the kids. I'm thankful for my in-laws. I'm thankful for the family far away. And I'm thankful for the family that is near to us. And those we might not be able to see very often.
That's good.
I'm just thankful that the Lord gave us this life and He trusted us with it. And that He knows we can do the best we can with it. And hopefully we're doing that. And I'm thankful that my kids will have both graduated high school.
Hopefully.
You're almost
I
there.
think that's a good one.
And that's it.
Well, that's
Okay.
good.
I'm gonna be basic too. You know, I'm thankful for family and friends and pretty much everyone around me that supports me 24/7, and everyone gives off such positive energy, and it makes everything a little bit more exciting. And I don't know, just who I'm surrounded with really pushes me to be my best self, and I am thankful for that.
Oh, that's
Oh,
good.
that's so
you ready
good.
for you sound like you're ready for a pageant or something.
I know.
Like, she really
Peace.
has that real
I am
good and
thankful
clear.
for world peace,
World
and I hope
World peace.
I hope global warming and stuff like that. I just I hate to see the fumes in the factories, but cows.
Cows are good.
We love cows.
What
Yeah.
about the beluga whales?
Oh,
Love
it's
whales,
always
too.
the beluga
We
whale.
love
You gotta
whales.
say the beluga
We stand
whales.
whales.
So, I don't know what else to do at that part. That's really all I planned. I know it's kind of short, but that's what I had planned for that part.
Well, I think one thing I thought was people don't realize how much they have to be thankful for. You put a post on Project Maynard staying on Instagram and Facebook and everything the other day about the only person you need to be better than is the person you were the day before.
Mm-hmm.
And people compare themselves to others so much, and they don't realize what they have.
Right.
There's a guy I worked with a long time ago, 25-something years back on the farm. He used this analogy one time. People are so many levels of poor. I'm poor because I don't have as big a car as my neighbor does, and poor, he doesn't have as big a house, and there's those people who truly don't have anything, and just to be thankful for whatever you have, whether it's big or small, and not compare to others, just compare to yourself, and I think people miss that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
They do.
So many people that want to try to be better than other people instead of being thankful for the person they are and
what they have.
what they have. Just always have to have more,
More is not always better.
No, it's not.
No.
But I think, unless y'all have anything else y'all want to say, I don't know. Probably start the closing of the thing.
Turkey.
Turkey. Oh yeah, turkey.
Turkey. So all right, everyone's in the closing, so here
We
go.
gotta read
Yeah,
it
here we go.
together?
No, you don't have to read it together, but when your part comes.
Oh.
Okay.
Script.
Cranberry sauce.
Thank you for listening to the third Talk with Maynard podcast. We hope you enjoyed it.
Please follow Project Maynard Staying on Facebook and Instagram at Project Maynard Staying.
And on Twitter at Project Maynard1.
And you can follow Project Maynard Staying on YouTube by searching Project Maynard Staying.
Lastly, please visit the new I can't think of the name, the new blog for Project Maynard Staying. Go to www.projectmaynardstaying.com/summary-Saturday-blog to check out the new Summary Saturday blog.
That is www.project. I'm just kidding.
But there's a link. If you go to Facebook or Instagram or Twitter, there'll be a link directly to the blog too.
And I will, if you watch the video version of this podcast, it should pop up on the screen. So that is it, and we'll
Happy
see.
Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Turkey.
We will see you next time. Thank you again.
Bye.